Okay, so the next fight we got is Sam Alvey versus Julian Marquez. Now, it's a good fight, man. I don't have too much to say about this, man. I mean, Sam Alvey's going to back up against the cage. Marquez is going to be walking him down, throwing shots. Sam Alvey's going to catch him with hooks. Sam Alvey's going to catch Julian with the same hook like 20 times in the fight, and Julian just won't cop onto it, right? That's what seems to happen in Sam Alvey's fights all the time, right? But I give Sam Alvey some credit. He's a veteran of the game. And he's very sneaky with them hooks, right? And he's sneaky with his boxing. He has that nice little screw shot uppercut, shovel uppercut. But he's getting on now, man. He's 34 years of age. He's going to be 35 this month. And look at his record there. You know, he's drawn his last fight against Da Eun Young or whatever his name is. And the 4 fights before that, he lost, you know. So, I mean, it's very hard for me to be picking Sam Alvey here, guys. I can't do it. I can't pick Smiling Sam. I'm sorry. I can't do it. Julian Marquez got a decent win out against Maki Pitolo in his last fight. Was getting largely dominated in that fight. He fought Maki Pitolo Nurmagomedov in that fight. And, you know, he was getting taken down with kind of ease, to be honest. But he didn't rest on his back. You know, he was always working to get up. Maki was looking good, and then he pulls it out of the bag. You know, final couple minutes of the fight, he gets that submission. I believe it was a Darce choke or some front headlock series. You know, and he gets the win there. Julian Marquez is a very, very exciting fighter. All of his fights are exciting, right? Most of his fights are wars. You know, he's a very exciting fighter, man. I mean, he fought Phil Rowe. He got that highlight knockout on Dana White's Contender Series, I believe it was. Phil Rowe, he weathered the storm in the first round, and he was able to knock out Phil Rowe with that head kick in the second round. He fought Darren Stewart in one of the best fights I've seen in a long time. If any of you haven't done tape on this fight, I'd suggest starting with Julian Marquez versus Darren Stewart just for entertainment value. It was a very good back and forth fight. And he managed to choke out Darren Stewart in the second round. Darren Stewart kind of faded in that fight. And obviously his last fight, Maki Pitolo, there was a lot of drama in there. He got wrestled to fuck and then he subbed him, as I said. So, look, I cannot pick Smiling Sam. I'm not going to stylistically break it down too much. Julian Marquez is going to come forward. He's going to make it a war because he always does. He never makes it easy for himself. He's going to take shots from Sam. Sam's going to catch him with the boxing. I do think it's probably going to decision. I think that's at plus money at the moment. But Julian Marquez hardly ever goes to decision. And when he does go to decision, only 2 times in his career, he's lost both times. So it's kind of hard to be backing Julian Marquez to go to decision when he never does. And when he does, he loses. But I do think, and I am predicting Julian Marquez to win this fight by decision. Sam Alvey is a very, very tough dude, so it's hard for me to see him be stopped. But Julian Marquez does stop everyone. All of his wins have been stoppages. So you always feel like a bit of a dickhead when you bet on someone to win via decision, or I do anyway. I'm speaking for myself here, but I feel like a bit of a dickhead when I bet on a fighter to win via decision and they've never won via decision before, or they've won it like 1 or 2 times, and then they go and stop the dude. You know, I did it against, I did it on Vicente Luque versus Randy Brown. I bet on Vicente Luque straight, okay, which was a good, I got him like minus 175, I think, which was a hilarious line. You know, he dominated that. But I also bet on that fight, Luque to win via decision, you know, which was a bit stupid because, I mean, he's never gone, I don't know if he's gone to decision more than once in his UFC career against Mike Perry. So I don't know why I'm betting on him to win via decision. It's kind of the same thing here. Right? I kind of feel like pulling the trigger on Marquez via decision at plus 300, but he's never won a decision in his career. He's been to decision twice and he's lost twice. So am I really going to do that? And another factor here is Sam Alvey's moving down to middleweight. So Sam Alvey has fought a light heavyweight for the last 5-6 fights. And most of his recent career, the last 10 years, he's fought a light heavyweight. Couple of middleweight bouts sprinkled throughout that. But he's moving down to middleweight here. Will that affect his durability? A lot of times when fighters move down in weight, it does affect his durability. But he has fought a middleweight before plenty of times, and he hasn't been stopped. I think he's only been stopped there once in the UFC. That was by Derek Brunson in the first round. Marquez is not really the type of guy that blasts you out in the first round. He usually weathers the storm, picks up that pressure. I think Sam Alvey's going to be able to survive, and I'm going to predict Julian Marquez to win this decision, to win via decision. But because he's never won by decision and he's only lost by decision, maybe you look at Alvey decision. But I feel like both of them, I think both of them are like the same odds, right? And when you're getting a much bigger favorite than Marquez, Yeah, Marquez like -200 favourite. So to have his decision line the same as Sam Alvey is kind of annoying. And I don't know if it's exactly the same, but let's just check the odds here. Over 2.5 rounds is +110. I don't hate that. But as I said, Marquez forces finishes. So, yeah, I don't know. Alvey wins by decision is +400, +350. Marquez wins by decision +350. So it's like the same for them both to win by decision. I don't know. I'm going to predict Julian Marquez to win via decision, but yeah, I don't know, man. I wouldn't be super surprised to see Alvey pull the upset, but come on, man. I mean, he's lost his last 5 fights and what, except for one, which he drew. So I don't know, man. He almost got finished in that 3rd round by Darton Young. So yeah, I'm not going to be putting my money behind Alvey, put it that way.